he's a remarkable councilman for our area. I live in Donaldson, and I think the world of this man. And we have him. All right, intern, bring him on. Let's bring in the Honorable Jeff Syracuse, Councilman. How are you, sir?
Oh, good morning. Great to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Sorry, our intern put you in the wrong virtual lobby, and so after the show, we'll be having a talk with him.
No worries at all.
So thank you. All right, so big weekend we had, the Christmas parade and everything. You unveiled the new plans for the Donaldson Library. I mean, I've been in Donaldson Hermitage, Jeff, my entire life. Yeah. I've never been this excited for our community as I am right now. And a lot of credit goes to you, the chamber, just everybody working to make sure our area is fantastic.
Absolutely. Yes. This library and the revitalization of this beloved place that, I've been here 25 years, but the stories that I have heard about the plaza from folks growing up, the memories and all that, it is so important that we revitalize that to not just bring back memories of what folks remember, but also something new, something enhanced, if you will, and the opportunity to revitalize the plaza and put a true civic anchor with the new library there. That opportunity has just been extraordinary. And Holiday Properties bought the plaza in understanding the vision and really bought into it. And they've been wonderful to work with. And so it's really kind of like a private-public partnership, if you will. But this has been an extraordinary experience for me. Started back, 2013 or 14. I was president of the chamber, and we were really trying to revitalize Donaldson. Remember, we put this vision back in place in 2009. My predecessor, Phil Claiborne, led us through the creation of a downtown Donaldson urban design overlay. And, we don't have a town square, right? Like a lot of the small towns and across the country and whatnot. But we have this semicircle called Old Lebanon Pike, and the opportunity to try to create a true civic site, a civic anchor with green space, gathering area. It's just been an extraordinary project. And so not just a library, but a true civic site that people are going to be able to use. And, libraries these days are extraordinary places, 21st century modern tech-oriented community centers. So I'm thrilled. I can't wait till it opens.
I saw you put the rendering up on. That's how I found. I was going through and I saw the rendering on LinkedIn, and I was gonna, sometimes I'm hesitant to click on comments because people, they'll say whatever. But overwhelmingly, I mean, all positive about the design and what's going to happen there. So that had to make you feel really good.
It does, yes. I think the design is awesome. I think it's going to fit into a revitalized Donaldson Plaza extraordinarily well. I mean, it's one story of parking underneath and a 2-story library. And, when you go into the library, a little inside baseball here, as you go into the library, the second floor is going to kind of be visible. And we've also have a budget, an arts budget of about $250,000. So we're going to have a piece outside and inside as well. And so when you go into this library, there's going to be a beautiful art piece hanging from the second story that you're going to be able to see when you go in. It's going to be pretty awe-inspiring. I certainly hope that everybody feels that way.
I think it's beautiful. It's funny. 20 years ago, a friend of mine told me that lives in Belmead, and I lived in Donaldson, said that he said to me in a funny way, he said, you live in a redneck Belmead. And I started laughing. He's like, because you got the nice houses, you got the big yards. It's like being in Belmead. I mean, you got the same kind of, I know it's not the same thing, but I get what he was saying. And he said, one day, and Jeff, that one day is now, because you see new businesses moving in, things happen like the library. And I tell people that Donaldson's God's country, and I could not be more proud of the work that you guys are doing to make it perfect.
Thanks. It's been an extraordinary opportunity. Yeah, I tell people all the time, we've got the best of both worlds. We've got these amazing, awesome 20th century, mid-century neighborhoods, single-family neighborhoods that we want to preserve, protect, but we have the opportunity for growth. And of course, Middle Tennessee is growing like crazy. And so we're not immune to that, but I think we're growing in the right way. And especially when you look across the street to that train was the least expensive commuter rail startup in U.S. history. And nobody knew when it went in place in 2006 as like an experiment in commuter rail that we'd be looking at it now as like a true a solution to a lot of our Middle Tennessee growth woes. So that's next. I think on this side of Lebanon Pike, we've got our civic anchor. Next, if we can get that train station moving, our future is extraordinarily bright. I'm so proud.
I'm with you too. And so, it's funny. You look at this brand new library, cutting edge, and that, about a half mile away, you have the historic Donaldson Bowl, which has been there since
Yes.
1960. And you talk about the neighborhood and just how wonderful it is. I mean, you have everything right there. You have old school, new school, and it's just a beautiful place.
Amen. Yeah, I love how you call it God's country. I couldn't agree more.
It is. I want to ask you this, as I know Kevin Roten's a dear friend of mine too. I grew up with Kevin, but
Yeah.
both of you guys are very transparent. You're always at events, you're always doing things, you're always communicating. Why is that important that you guys are so visible around the community?
I wouldn't have run for office if I didn't fully believe in Metro with all my heart. I mean, we're the third largest council in the nation, which makes it accessible to a neighborhood guy to be able to run for office. And I walk amongst my neighbors. It's not like I'm in some faraway office somewhere where you have to call some admin assistant, and maybe I'll call you back in a couple of days.
Right.
I mean, I live here. And I love Metro. I love Nashville. I super love Donaldson. And we have the best of both worlds in being able to preserve what was, create something new. And, I ran as a neighborhood guy. And so I've always been accessible. And, social media, of course, like you mentioned, is sometimes a blessing and a curse. But I like to be accessible. I don't want people to feel like government is inaccessible. I'm your neighbor. I walk amongst you. Call me. Everybody's got my cell. They use it. So I love the job. And so I love to have my neighbors engaged and feel empowered that they're part of all this, which they are. As you mentioned, this has been an extraordinary community effort. And without the support of everybody, it wouldn't happen.
I totally agree. And it was great seeing you at the Christmas lighting at Opryland. People forget Opryland,
Yeah.
Gaylord Opryland Resort is Donaldson.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the 30th largest hotel in the world. It's an extraordinary place. What company other than Ryman has done more for Nashville's brand and it helped to, make us what we are in so many ways. But yes, to have them in Donaldson's backyard, basically, is really important to me too. I don't take it for granted.
Do we consider the airport part of Donaldson, even though it's on that side of the interstate?
I have this interesting. One of the facts about this district, the 15th district, is that we have more hotels and motels than any other district combined. Because my district basically supports the airport, just north of the airport, and that's the 13th district. That's Russ Bradford's district. But I do kind of consider the airport being in Donaldson. I mean, it's right there. It's in 214. The 214.
Yeah, there you go. Can we start a campaign to bring back Kmart?
Man, well, that's something that I don't know about bringing back Kmart. I mean, you saw like what Eastside Bowl in Madison became.
Yes.
The Kmart in Donaldson is something that's been brewing up as far as a redevelopment opportunity. Obviously Kmart's have been going out of business across the country. The big box places like that and whatnot. But I think that site has got an extraordinary opportunity to redevelop in a really meaningful way that's going to be good for not just good for transients, but good for the locals too, with some new restaurants and some retail perhaps. So
I would love, if I had any money at all, Jeff, I would buy that property today.
Oh, amen. Absolutely. That area of Donaldson Pike, Elm Hill Pike, one of our gateways into Donaldson, has got a lot of extraordinary opportunity. So look for that in the months ahead, because folks have been talking to me about wanting to move that project forward.
Love it. Real quick before we go, time of completion for the library?
So look for the fencing probably to go around the site May or June. Construction hopefully starting by June. 18 to 22 months or so. The old speed of government. But late 23, early 24.
Beautiful. It looks so good, Jeff. Again, I thank you. I really appreciate you making time for us this morning.
Yeah.
I love what you do. You're vital to the community. And thank you for your time, buddy.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you very much.
Yes, sir. Jeff Syracuse, council member, District 15, for all things that's happening in Donaldson. Look, a lot of people are really excited about that library and what's to come for our area and over there. So really, really cool. All right, we'll take a break, come back. Y'all ask for him every week, and I don't know why, but we keep bringing him back, by popular fan demand. Jason Goolsby. It's next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.